I.S.U.P.K.
Today we want to talk about a topic here that the Bible contains black culture. It's the records of our people, the records of our culture, of our heritage, and the Bible describes our people. You understand? So we're going to get into these scriptures today. First scripture we want to pull, we want to go to Jeremiah chapter 14 and verse 2. All right? Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 14 verse 2. So like it, Judah mourneth.
The Lord say the real Jews are in a state of mourning. If this is your first time hearing this, according to the Bible, it's going to describe to you who the actual Jews are. Keep going.
And the gates thereof languish.
And the gates thereof languish. A gate you put around your house to protect what's inside and to keep the danger outside. The gates, we have physical gates, are weak in the black community, Hispanic and Native American community. That's why everybody is able to set up a business and buy our properties and lands and turn it into condos while we get pushed out of our cities and our neighborhoods. You understand? Our protection is weak, meaning the leaders that we have also is a barrier of protection. You understand? The Chinese have strong leaders. That's why they're a communist country. But here in America, which is against communism, the Chinese are safe and protected. Same with the Arabs. America's been at war with the Arabs for 20 years, bombing countries all throughout the Middle East, but the Arabs are not being killed by police officers unarmed. Immigration Customs Enforcement are not attacking the Chinese and the Arabs, they only attacking Hispanics, Jamaicans, Haitians, you understand, West Indian brothers and sisters, Mexicans, you understand, Cubans, Dominicans, Salvadorians, Guatemalans. That's who's in those dog cages, you understand, and on the border. Our leadership is languish, it's weak, it's falling down, you understand. Keep going.
They are black.
They are what?
They are black.
Spell that word.
B-L-A-C-K.
You understand? Color is in the Bible, unlike what your Christian preacher has lied to our people. Color is in the Bible. Your color matters, your race matters. We're the only race of people that's categorized by color, so-called black people. In your mind as a Christian, black people means everyone who has dark skin.
Right.
But every other race of people is dark skinned except the so-called Caucasians. And none of them identify with each other, and none of them identify with us. The Polynesians are dark-skinned people. The native Asians are dark-skinned people. The Vietnamese, the Cambodians, the Thais, the native Chinese are dark-skinned people or people of color. The native Africans, the Ethiopians and Nigerians have nothing to do with each other. West and East Africans have nothing to do with each other. Mali and Morocco have nothing to do with Sudan and Somalia. But all of these are people of color, you understand? None of these are the same nation or race of people. Our people believe the East Indians, the Pakistanis and Arabs, they are people of color with dark skin, different shades of brown. Those are different races of people. The problem is the Christian church has taught blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that color and race does not matter when that's not true. That's what you're going to need to identify who the people of the Bible are and to find the culture and the records of our specific nation of people, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. We are the Hebrew Israelites, God's chosen people according to the Bible. Go ahead, keep reading.
They are black.
They are what?
They are black.
The Lord said they are black how?
Unto the ground.
They're black unto the ground. That doesn't mean they wear a black suit and tie like the Jewish man wears. Black unto the ground means when you dig up the soil, you find different shades of brown. You get a light sandy brown like the beach. You get a red clay brown, some shades. You get a dark cocoa brown, a chocolate brown. You get a brown in all different shades and flavors. the Christian church in slavery has taught blacks and Hispanics that you being light-skinned means you're mixed with white or some other race of people, when that's not true at all. We were always different shades of brown. You wouldn't say that the beach is white because the sand at the beach is lighter than the sand or the dirt that's in front of your house. That doesn't make the beach white. But these are silly things that our people have been taught because of slavery. And of course, Christianity continues everything that we've been taught from slavery, because it is the religion and the culture of our slave master. But the Bible is our culture. Keep reading.
And the cry of Jerusalem is going up.
Our cry from our people is gone up. The cry for both our Jean's mother as she watches that disgusting judge, a black woman, hug Amber Geiger, our slave master's daughter who murdered a black man in his home. And his black family hugs her in the courtroom, and she gets 10 years for a murder. Meanwhile, 9 Trey Gangster Bloods in Hampton get 9 life sentences for a murder. So what's the call? What's the true value of a black man's life? I guess it only matters if you're a white woman, and that means you shouldn't go to jail for 9 life sentences. Like, murder should be wrong, period. We're not advocating murder, but this is to show you this is what's going on with our people. You understand? Let me get that next scripture, RICHMOND. What you got there?
Job chapter 30, verse 30.
This is more talking about the Bible is the records of our people. There's color all over the Bible. Go ahead and read that.
My skin is black.
What did Job say?
My skin is black.
This isn't something he thought in his mind. This isn't how he feel. This isn't because he liked hip-hop or R&B or jazz or blues. This isn't because of the neighborhood where he grew up with. This isn't because of the type of friends he had in high school or college. This isn't because he was on this bowling or sports team with somebody. What did Job say?
My skin is black.
This is a man, not slavery. This isn't after we've been conquered. This is Job, prophet of the Lord. He said, my skin is black. A white man would not say my skin is black. This is skin, you understand? He said, my skin is black. Keep going.
Upon me.
Upon me, meaning this skin is on me and it's black. You understand? Keep going.
And my bones are burned with heat.
His bones are burned with heat because Job was sick, you understand? Job was sick. Job was being tested and tempted by the Lord, just like our people are constantly being tested and tempted by the Lord. And there's another black culture to be sick. Most black people are sick, either with cancer or anemia or asthma or AIDS or gout or stroke or mental diseases or depression or schizophrenia or drug addiction or bipolar or crack or heroin. Our people are sick.
Right.
Our people are always sick. That's why Christ sent the disciples out to do miracles and heal the sick, because we were always sick. You understand? When we disobeyed the Lord, we were sick. If we obeyed him, the Lord said he would take sickness away from us. And just like you got black children, you got sons and daughters and nieces and nephews. A Negro don't listen to nobody. Never. Nobody in your family gonna listen to the Lord, just like nobody in my family listen to the Lord until we come into the family that the Lord appointed for us, which is the I.S.U.P.K. Then you'll find people who listen to the Lord. Then we can be healed as a nation.
That's right.
The Bible is the culture of our people. Any more on that? All right, let's get that next scripture there. Let's get some more on this black culture. Isaiah chapter 47 and verse 4. 57 and 4. So
Isaiah chapter 57 verse 4.
This is what the Lord is saying. You understand? Go ahead.
Against whom do ye sport yourselves?
This is the Lord talking. What did the Lord say?
Against whom do ye sport yourselves?
The Lord is asking a question. The God of this Bible is a black man. That's where you get your spirit from. This isn't a naked white man floating on a cloud. This isn't Donald Trump in his drawers sitting on a cloud, pointing his finger, touching some naked white baby with wings like you've been taught. This isn't the hugs or the loves baby or the, what is that? The Oshkosh Magosh baby. These ain't the Gap kids. This is a black man talking black man talk when he get angry. He said, against whom do thou sport? What does it mean to sport? Who here knows what sport means? Who got an idea? RICHMOND, go ahead.
It's like, sir, as into like
Nice
it's like, sir, if I could, like into like the play.
to play. You understand? That's correct. The Lord is asking the question, with whom? Read it again.
Against whom do ye sport yourselves?
Against whom do you sport? Who are you playing with? Who the hell are you playing with? This is what the Lord is saying. You ever heard that before in your life? Any black person, you ever heard your mother, your father say that? Who the hell are you playing with? Who you think you talking to? Have you lost your goddamn mind? This is a black man talking the Bible. That's why your parents say it to you. This was God saying it to us. Read it again.
Against whom do ye sport yourselves?
Who are you playing with? Who you think you playing with? You understand? It's God asking the question here. This is a black man. Keep reading.
Against whom make ye a wide mouth?
Who you raising your voice at? You see that? You hear this? Like, who are you opening your mouth again? Who the hell are you talking to?
Right.
Have you lost your mind? Who you making your mouth wide against? This is old Quaker English, but you understand what's being said in here. Somebody get ready to get popped. It's getting ready to be a beat. You understand? That's what's coming next. Keep reading.
And draw out the tongue.
And stick your tongue out. You understand? Who are you speaking against? Watch your damn mouth, man. Who are you playing with? This is what God's saying in the Bible right here. You understand? Any more on that? Go ahead.
Are ye not children of transgression?
Aren't you the children of sinners? You speaking like you doing something right. Your fathers were sinners. Your mothers and your fathers' fathers sinned against me. And now here you go going to raise your mouth to speak against the Lord as if you had obeyed what I said? Like, this is black man talk. The Lord is angry at our people. You understand? Any more on that?
A seed of falsehood.
A sea of falsehood, meaning everything we have. Imagine how wide and full the sea is. Ships in there, the ocean, whales, shark, all kind of fish, turtles, ocean. Most of the planet is covered in water. The Lord said we have a sea full of what?
A sea of falsehood.
A sea of lies. Our lives is a sea of lies. Lies about you being an African, lies about race not mattering, lie about the color of Christ doesn't matter, lies about Christ being a Caucasian, lies about the Immaculate Conception, lies about the Easter Bunny and the Tooth Fairy and Santa Claus and Africa being the cradle of civilization when it's really in the Middle East. When rabbits don't lay eggs, they give birth to live young. Where your parents take your teeth and put quarters under your pillows. There's no tooth fairy. Your mother and father is working, sinning against the Lord, buying you Christmas presents, even though you don't listen to them and you give credit to some fat white man to come down your chimney. Lies about everything. Lies about God loving you no matter how many kids you molest or how much dope you sell or how much you lie on the Bible and eat pork, crab, shrimp, and lobster. All of these are lies. A sea of falsehood is what is killing our people.
A seed.
Seed? The seed of falsehood. Meaning that we have been born and raised from sinners. People that have lied. Martin Luther King gave birth to black people that you see today. And Martin Luther King's lies about integration is what has birthed all of the murderers and drug dealers in your community. It's Jesse Jackson and the civil rights leaders. They are the seed of them is the black community today. That's why black women have 400,000 abortions a year. That is the seed of Jesse Jackson. That's his offspring. Integration. Both of them, Gene is dead because of the white friendship that he had with Amber Geiger.
That's right.
You understand? That's the seed of Martin Luther King, a falsehood. The Lord told us to never integrate.
That's right.
Single motherhood. You raising babies by yourself, that's the seed of Martin Luther King. Because once we integrated, the government, who Martin Luther King and I.S.U.P.K and Jesse Jackson worked for, worked to get the black man out of the house. Now you raising sons and daughters by yourself. And now they are able to become drug dealers and gang members. Because that was the seed of what I.S.U.P.K planted. Because I.S.U.P.K told us to go and sell drugs when he worked with the mafia to get crack and heroin in every black community. This is the seed of falsehood that we have. Telling us to vote and integrate was the seed of Martin Luther King.
That's right.
He told us to be Democrats and Republicans and join hand in hand at the table of brotherhood with your slave master. So now, black children and Hispanic children that love being black and brown and stuck together as brothers and looked out for each other, now they shoot and kill each other. Now they're Bloods and Crips to each other. Instead of brother, black power, brown berets, instead of us loving each other, now we'll just go and be our oppressor and pick up the gun and shoot each other. OK Corral, Dodge City, Kansas, Wild Wild West, shoot 'em up Chi-Town. the mafia, the roaring 20s, the drive-by, stick the gun out the window, the peacemaker, the Colt, the Ruger, the AR-15. We'll go and be like them. That's the seed that produced our people. It was an evil seed, and it's the fault of the Christian church that we have that. And in the I.S.U.P.K, we working to undo it, and you need to get in our school so that you can be a part of it, because the end of that seed is death for our people. You understand? Keep going.
So like that's it.
All right. Let me get that next scripture we got on the list there.
Numbers chapter 27, verse 18.
As a matter of fact, go up a few verses, which it should be about 16. Numbers 27 and 16. Let me get that. It says, let the God of all flesh. Go ahead, read that for me.
Numbers 27, verse 16. Let the Most High, the God of the spirit of all flesh.
This is the spirit of all flesh. This is how the Lord set life up. Keep going.
Set a man.
Set a what?
Set a man.
Who's supposed to be in charge?
A man.
Not mommy, what?
A man.
Not grandma, what?
A man.
A man. You understand? Keep going.
Over the congregation.
The congregation means the body of men, the body of people. A man is supposed to be in charge. Keep going.
Verse 17, which may go out before them.
A man that goes in front of them that they can follow. That's what Christ did. That's why Christ set up men to do that. The Lord set up Adam. Then he set up Noah. Then set up Abraham for us to follow. Then Isaac. You understand? Then Jacob. Then Moses. A man that goes in front of us. Today that man is commanding GEN.YAHANNA.
That's right.
That's who Christ appointed to go in front of us. Keep going.
And which may go in before them.
And can go in before you in case there's danger. You understand? There may be danger somewhere. That's why he's in front. So he can face the danger first. Our nation is supposed to be led by strong, masculine men of the Lord who keep God's laws, statutes, and commandments. Men who are not cowards, who don't compromise, men of war, who are willing to kill and die to protect their family and their nation. We have cowards that lead our people. That's why our gates, our protection is weak. Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton and Martin Luther King and T.D. Jakes, Creflo Dollar and Elijah Cummings and a bunch of women.
Right.
Maxine Waters and Ocasio-Cortez and Ayanna Priestley. You're going to put your mommy in charge of the family. She's going to take you to church with the child molester.
That's right.
She's going to go find the one man out of the community that likes to have sex with men. And he's going to wear pink. And he's going to get his nails and toes done and his eyebrows done. And he's going to have dresses and purses and be as feminine as can be. And she's going to go and marry him.
That's right.
And then find out after 10 years of marriage that Dennis Rodman likes wearing dresses. That Tyler Perry really don't like women. He really like a man.
That's right.
That's what she's going to find out. She can't be in charge. You can teach. You can teach math. You can teach reading. You can teach the kids. You can cook. You can do accounting. You can't teach this Bible, and you can't be in charge of the family or the nation.
That's right.
That's never been black people's culture. And since women have been put in charge of the black family community, everyone has been getting shot. Everyone's been getting robbed and raped and murdered. Everybody's daughter's becoming a teenage mother. Everybody's son is getting molested and turning into a homosexual. All of these things that did not exist when daddy was in charge.
That's right.
Because it's not our culture to have mommy be in charge. It's no race of people's culture to put their woman in the forefront to rule the nation. That is destructive. That is a seed of evil. You understand? A seed of iniquity. And the Lord was against it from the beginning. So keep going.
And which may lead them out.
Lead them out. You understand? That's what the Lord wants. Now go to the scripture that I pulled first.
Numbers 27 and 18.
This is black people's culture we read in the Bible. Keep going.
And the Most High said unto Moses,
This is what the Lord said to Moses. Keep going.
take thee Joshua,
Take Joshua. Joshua was the young boy. He was next up. You understand? Go ahead.
the son of Nun,
The son of Nun, telling you who boy he is. That's the black man. Black man talk. They gonna tell you, what's that? Who that? Who that? That's Malak. Nah, that's Mashah. That's Malak's boy. That's Malak's boy right there. Y'all remember Urash? Yeah. That's Hatazan. That's Urash boy right there. That's his boy. That's Nun. Remember, that's the son of Nun right there. Y'all remember Nun? Remember Nun used to be out there hitting the bench, hitting the waist. Nun and throw that tomahawk, split a tree in half. Yeah, that's Nun's son right there. Y'all remember Nun? Yeah, I remember Big Nun. Nun was cool, man. Nun was my man. I was sad to see him go, man. Yeah, man. But anyway, this Nun's boy right here. This Joshua, this Nun's boy, all right. Keep going.
A man in whom is the Spirit.
And it said, this man got the Spirit of the Lord. He ain't no coward. This is a rough brother. He's strong as hell. He ain't taking no mess. He ain't scared. He'll pull that sword. He'll get down with you. You understand? It's our culture to raise up strong masculine sons. It took a lot of weed, crack, heroin, cocaine, integration, damn fluoride in the water, lead paint, single motherhoods, prison, church, integration, and voting to make black men soft and weak like we are today.
That's right.
You understand? It took a lot of work and 400 years of slavery to grind our spirit down to powder. You understand? And the last few brothers that's trying to hold on to strength and masculinity, they don't know what to do because their community is filled with idols and churches and integration. So they just go and be a gang member and shoot and rob everybody, thinking that's what you're supposed to do to be strong. Because that's the only options that Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson left. It's either that or put on a damn choir robe and go beat a tambourine in there with the child molester.
That's right.
But there is an option that the Lord set up, and that's for you to get in the I.S.U.P.K. And that's why we're here. We're here to get you out of the world, to bring you into the world you were supposed to be in your whole life. You understand? Keep reading.
And lay thy hand upon him.
Lay your hand on him. Put your hand on him, man. Keep going.
19. And set him before Eleazar the priest.
Eleazar.
It's like Eleazar the priest.
He said, bring him before the priest, man. Keep going.
And before all the congregation.
Set him before everybody, all the congregation. Everybody gonna see. Make sure they know him. Keep going.
And give him a charge in their sight.
Give him charge in their sight. I mean, let everybody know he the man that's gonna take over. He the one that you gonna go to from now on. It ain't gonna be me. He the one you gonna go to. He's next up. This is my young man. He gonna take over everything. You understand? Keep going.
Verse 20. And thou shalt put some of thine honor.
Thou shalt do what?
Put some of thine honor.
It says put some of thine honor. What does it mean to put some of thine honor on him? Who understand what that's saying? That's black man talk. What does that mean? What does that mean? Uraj? Shoot a video here. Come.
It's like if I could pretty
Go.
much put some respect on my name.
He said put some respect on his name. Take some of your honor. They look at you, they respect you. You take and give some of the respect from your name. You tell them this Joshua, all right? This Joshua. Joshua next up. He gonna do everything that I'm doing. When I'm gone, he gonna take over. Y'all put respect on this brother's name.
That's right.
I got my seal of approval on him. This is my little man.
Right.
He gonna take over. He next up. Y'all respect him like y'all respect me. That's black man culture there. You understand? In the hood, they say, this is my son, man. This is my little man. You understand? Without the spirit of the Lord and coming in the truth, he would be the shooter. You understand? He would grow up in the world to be the shooter. You understand? But with the spirit of the Lord, he would grow up to be a righteous man and a warrior to defend his people instead of destroying it. That's why you need the I.S.U.P.K.
Right.
Nobody else has the spirit of the Lord to stop your son from becoming the shooter and raise him to be a man of God instead of a murderer. Any more on that?
Put some of thy honor upon him.
Put your honor on him. Keep going.
That all the congregation of the children of Israel may be obedient.
That everybody gonna obey him. That's what you're gonna do. That's what it's saying there. All right. All right. Any more? All right. Go ahead to the next scripture. Take me to Songs of Solomon, chapter 1 and 5. What you got?
Fried chicken.
Take me to fried chicken.
All
right.
Leviticus chapter 2, verse 5.
This is black people's culture in the Bible, man. Read that.
And if thy obligation be a meat offering.
Meaning if you're going to give an offering unto the Lord, you know it was our culture to do an offering. You understand? As a matter of fact, take me to verse 2. Let's start at verse 1 first. See, black people, let's see if you recognize this here. Keep going.
Leviticus chapter 2, verse 1. And when any will offer a meat offering unto the Most High.
If you're going to offer an offering of meat unto the Lord, go ahead.
His offering shall be a fine flour, and he shall pour oil upon it.
Meaning you're going to take this meat, but you're going to flour it first. You understand? Then you're going to take some oil, and you're going to oil it. All right? Keep going.
And put frankincense thereon.
You're going to season it good. Put all kind of seasonings and oil on there. Keep going.
Verse 2. And he shall bring it to Aaron's sons, the priests,
All right, now go to the verse I gave you.
Con. Verse 4, Salaki.
Uh-huh.
Verse 5, and if thy obligation be a meat offering,
Meaning if you going to have an offering to give to the Lord got requirements, black man, like you got requirements if you going to eat some meat, because that's what was done to the offering, you understand? For you Christians out there, the Lord didn't come down and eat the offerings. The priests ate the offerings, you understand? For you selfish, greedy Christians that don't ever want to feed anybody, you understand? That was the men of the Lord's job. It was your responsibility to feed them.
Right.
Selfish Christians. You understand? Keep going.
baking in a pan.
You're going to put it in a baking pan. Go ahead.
It shall be a fine flour unleavened.
It's going to be fine flour. You're going to flour the chicken. Flour the meat. Keep going.
Mingled with oil.
With what?
With oil.
You're going to take meat. You're going to take some chicken. You're going to take some meat. You're going to put it in the flour. You're going to put it in a pan. Then you're going to put oil in it. Then you're going to mix it up. Keep going.
Verse 6.
What does that sound like? What is that a recipe for? Meat, flour, seasoning, and oil. What is that? This is fried chicken in the Bible, you understand?
That's right.
This is black people's culture. Why you think it's a Popeyes or KFC? Why you think the Chinese man leave China where there's no food to come to the ghetto and he know to sell you fried chicken? Because this is your culture in the Bible. They don't eat fried chicken in Africa. The Arabs don't eat fried chicken in the desert. They pass out being full of grease and flour. They pass out. This is your culture, black man. That you probably eating fried chicken right now or looking for some fried chicken while you watching this video. Go ahead.
Verse 6. Thou shalt part it in pieces.
Meaning you're going to cut the meat up. You're going to divide the leg quarters.
Right.
You're going to divide the sirloin, the chunk, the shank thereof. You understand? The roast thereof, the breast, the wing, the thigh, the leg. You're going to cut it up and season it and flour it. You understand? I believe it was verse 10, but keep reading.
And pour oil thereon.
You're going to oil it good. Fry it up. Keep reading.
It is a meat offering. Verse 7.
It should be 10.
So like verse 10. And that which is left of the meat offering shall be Aaron's and his sons.
Meaning this was supposed to go to the son. This was supposed to go to Aaron's son. The scripture should say, no lacking of the salt. What scripture is that? It says in Leviticus 2 and 13.
Gone.
Verse 13. Get that.
Verse 13. In every oblation of thy meat offering shalt thou season with salt.
I mean, you going to put salt on it. Black man, this is black man talk.
That's
You ain't
right.
eat no food with no salt on it.
Right.
You ain't going to eat no food with no salt. You going to say it tastes like nothing. You're going to put the salt on it first and then add more salt as it's cooking. They got all kinds of salt that you done made. They got celery seasoned salt, lemon pepper salt, Lowry salt, adobo, you Latin brothers, I.S.U.P.K, you understand? The Puerto Ricans, Mexicans, you got adobo salt, Goya salt, chili powder salt, lime salt, lemon pepper salt, all kind of flavors and seasonings to give your food flavor. That's our culture to flavor our food, man. You understand? This Bible is not talking about a Caucasian, man. You know the unseasoned potato salad, man. The unseasoned chicken, ain't got the blood still in the meat, man. You know that ain't our culture. This Bible say that God want fried chicken with plenty of salt.
That's right.
Keep reading.
Neither shalt thou suffer the salt of the covenant.
The what?
Neither shalt thou suffer the salt of the
The
covenant.
Lord said that the salt is a part of the covenant. You understand?
Right.
Like this is an order from the Lord. The
Right.
salt is in the covenant. Ain't no covenant without the salt on the meat. God ain't accepted your raw, unseasoned, unflavored food. You understand? The Lord was never accepting that. You better season that meat up right. This is black people culture in the Bible that came from the Lord. Keep reading.
Of the Most High, to be lacking from thy meat offering.
Don't lack any salt in the offering. If you're going to give it to the Lord, the priest would season it and everything, but this is our custom and our culture. That's why we have all these salts and flavors and seasonings, man. All the seasonings, different jerk seasons and spices and basil and oregano that all of the tribes use, chili powders and everything, man. That's our culture from the Bible. That's why our food tastes better than everybody's food.
That's right.
You think an Italian cuisine, them tomatoes come from I.S.U.P.K, not Italy.
That's right.
They don't come from Italy, they come from Mexico. You understand? Potatoes come from South America, not Ireland. You understand? That's our culture. Yucca come from us.
That's right.
Yucatan Peninsula down in Mexico. That's our culture. That ain't the culture of no heathen, man.
Right.
We the Lord's chosen people. Any more on that?
Come.
Go ahead.
With all thine offerings thou shalt offer salt.
The Lord want to make it clear for a fourth time in the same scripture.
Right.
Make sure you got plenty salt on it.
Right.
You understand? This is black man talk.
Nobody tell you crap. You know why? Because I never saw you before. But you a black man like me. And it's worth something.
My whole life was trying to find something to follow. Had loyalty, every man tried to borrow. Felt pain and a lot of sorrow. Got betrayed, so packed, I didn't even have my heart broke. Living confused, about to lose hope. Cops got me on the side of the road like a sideshow. Need an antidote before I croak. Now I'm setting fire to rhythm man blues, boy, this guitar smoke. Rebel with no cause, trying to find direction. The world got me vexed. Picked up a bad liquor habit that's hereditary from oppression. Felt like my life was on fire, trying to find an exit. Now look, 10 G's plus a good record. Sometimes a follower is a soldier, trying to find a good shepherd. Plus when you in hell, how do you excel? Wisdom the breath of life, I don't believe in fairy tale. Listen well to what I tell. No call it can cause pain. Something that a rebel knows very well. Can't you tell I was sent from the Lord? Got a tongue like a two-edged sword.